Now let's begin the conversation. A weak currency is the sign of a weak economy, and a weak economy leads to a weak country. As part of strategies to make the naira stronger, the Senate is working on a bill seeking to ban the use of foreign currency in Nigeria. The bill seeks to address the growing trend of using foreign currencies in local businesses, particularly in real estate, hospitality, and some retail sectors. The Senate expressed hope that it will stabilize the exchange rate in the country by limiting the use of foreign currency by citizens. All right, BQ, how do you see the ban, the use of foreign currency in Nigeria? Do you think it will see the light of the day?
No one can say at this stage. The last Senate had no less than 900 bills, no less than 600 bills. And the House of Reps, more than 900 bills. At the end of the day, how many of the bills were given assent by the president? Just under 70. So look at the figures. More than 900 coming out of the House of Reps, more than 600 from the Senate. At the end of the day, less than 70 got
assent,
presidential assent. So lawmakers will come up with bills. After having secured the second reading, what's it called? The public gets to hear their views by way of a public hearing, and there's no guarantee that it will get presidential assent. That is the point that I'm making. So it effectively answers your question, but no one is sure. But if you ask me, I think that as a country, we need to do something about the increasing preference of our people for foreign currency. When I was in London, I had dollars that I couldn't use. If you must use if you must transact business, you have to change
it to the British pound.
Change it to the British pound. The British pound is way stronger than the dollar in their country. So what are we doing on our own? Whenever you remember the fact that the CFA used to be a whipping boy among the currencies of
in West Africa,
the West Coast, and see where we are now. Today, the CFA that used to be under 100 naira in value is today 2,750. Look at the difference.
True.
If somebody told you that the naira could become that weak against the CFA and all of the countries surrounding us, all of our neighbors, that is the central currency that they use. You know, so we've got to do something about it. I know that Senator Ned Nwoko has been talking about this for some time. I'm not surprised that he eventually came up with this bill because I've heard him talk about the need for us to ban the use of the dollar. Why should businesses be transacted in the dollar?
But there's a law already, Section 20 of the CBN Act, that bans the use of, that the naira should be the only legal tender in the country. Why are we not obeying it?
I do not. I think even the government is partly to blame.
Okay.
There should be a law that says no transaction should be. Because you find that to clear goods, they will tell you to pay
in dollars.
There are some charges that some agencies of government will impose on importers, and they will tell them to pay in dollars. In the oil sector, virtually everything is denominated in foreign currency. Why is that so? Why do you think there won't be hunger for the dollar?
Some even collect rents in dollars.
Yes, because we allow it. I've said it here before. Go to South Africa and try to spend the dollar now. Nobody will listen to you. Beg them in the name of God, they will not take the dollar from you. But in our country, you see people, they hawk it. The way they hawk the dollar in our country, there's nowhere else that I've seen where they hawk the dollar like that. Because we permit it. It's not like the underground currency of our country. Those who bribe people, those who give money to their girlfriends, and it's still the dollar that they like to spend. The crooks who steal so much money in naira terms, and because it's unwieldy to be carrying bags of Ghana must go, or is it, what do they call that bag? Is it jute bags, or what do they call those bags? They prefer to convert the currency. It's so easy. When you're stealing so much money, when as a minister or as a head of a government agency where there's so much money, they bribe you with about 300 million naira, you are going to change it quickly to dollars so that it can be handy. Yes, you just put it in a few envelopes. You won't know that that person has a lot of money on him. If I'm carrying like $200,000, you will not know it's on me. But convert that to naira, you know how much it is. So there are so many. So even I just pray that we do something. We can't have a situation in which the CFA will be exchanging to the naira as such a massive value. That's why there's hunger in the land. Go to the north now. Do you know what they are doing now? From Niger Republic and some of these countries, they actually send luxury buses to pack produce from Nigeria. They've always bought food from us. You understand? Okay. They've always bought noodles and other things from us. All the way from Central African Republic come to buy those things. But now, because their currency is stronger, they are bringing big vehicles. Vehicles as big as luxury buses. Yes. You know the kind of luxury buses that they brought into Nigeria during Festac. Okay. Were you around at that time? I know your head like somebody who was part of that era. You know, so that's what they bring into our country now to pack our food. It's crazy. Now you are wondering why food is costly. It has to be costly because our neighbors are buying up what we are producing, and no one is doing anything about it. Because the ECOWAS treaty allows for free movement of goods, services, and people of the sub-region.
Paul, let me come to you here. Looking at this ban, do you think this ban will lead to...
It's not a ban yet.
Okay, or maybe if this proposal... do you think if it sees the light of the day, it will boost the value of the naira?
My problem is not even that. Because, like you said earlier, there is already Section 20 of the CBN Act of 2007 that makes it illegal to transact businesses locally in any other currency besides the naira. And the violation of that act stipulates 6 months imprisonment. But we know that that law is only observed in the breach.
Who will enforce the law?
Well, that is part of it. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know about the existence of the act because we are already used to using the dollars. And politicians are one of the biggest culprits. You know, politicians.
People trying to come up with this law.
The people.
That's the point. Like Nikio mentioned, you know, it's easy to stuff dollars in envelopes and then put them in your pocket. You know, maybe 1 or 2. And the equivalent of that in naira could be something that will fill a Ghana must go bag. So it's very easy to do that. So people find it very easy to do that. Big malls, big boutiques, schools like you mentioned, all of this, they still use, people even negotiate. They negotiate goods and services.
But do you foresee resistance if this thing...
Why should there be resistance? I don't expect any overt
from politicians.
No. I don't resist. Why should? Look, there are so many benefits. See, the way we are allowed dollars to operate now, it's like we are saying that's our underground legal tender. Dollar is unofficially
unofficial currency.
Exactly. But it's wrong. I do not expect anybody that is
currency of the big people.
Anybody that is resisting this is not patriotic. But I do not expect overt resistance. What I think is we may be weak at the level of enforcing the law. We just need to be very purposeful. I mean, once it is signed, there's no guarantee, though,
that it will see the light.
that it will see the light of the day. There's no guarantee.
Yes.
But we hope the president signs it whenever it is passed. If it is passed.
Every law has some weak links.
Yeah, true.
So I think this amendment to the CBN Act will address some of those areas, because they are now even saying that this, what they are proposing, you can't pay salary with it.
Yeah.
And in the aviation sector, for example, they pay pilots in dollars.
In currency, yes, foreign currency.
You know? So I think he has looked at some of the weak areas of that law. I'm just trying to strengthen it. But again, how do we, Nigerians, if you aggressively try to enforce a law, Nigerians will obey. They don't want to lose their freedom. They don't want to go to jail. You see people spraying money now. When you see them spraying money aggressively, look at the currency, you discover that it is dollars.
$1.
Yes, that they are spraying. I've seen a number of them. You know, nobody wants to just go to jail.
Exactly.
So I believe that if we have the will and the government is serious and the government allows this bill to become law, then the government will enforce it.
Okay.
You know, allowing crude for dollar in favor of Dangote attests to the fact that we know that it is not helpful.
It's not.
To raise dollars, you want somebody to produce consistently, and you want product availability, but you want him to pay in dollars. It's a problem there. People struggle to get dollars and all that. So, but I say, okay, pay in crude. That will help people in that sector. The NNPC may think that it will lose money, it won't earn as much as it should earn. But I think it's beneficial in the end to use our currency.
Exactly.
All transactions must be done in our currency. And Senator Ned Nwoko talked about Morocco. That Morocco came up with this law, and their currency is stronger for it.
Yeah, that's
because people will now believe more in the currency. Foreigners who want to do business with them, they know they must look for the currency.
Exactly.
So the demand for the currency in their country will be greater than the demand for
foreign currency. Yeah.
So I think we should just give this thing a try. Let's see where it lands us.
All right, gentlemen.